Faison back full speed today, or?
Yeah, he practiced today. And he's practiced all week. We had him full speed today. I don't know if he was in blue yesterday or not. I can't remember.
Yeah. He was.
You excited about the dilemma you'll have back there with so many options at cornerback, or is that something you're?
Well, it just gives you some depth, and we got to figure out a way to kind of get our guys on the field, and hopefully we can get everybody healthy. But it's a good problem to have. I'm pleased with how the young kids have played, and it's good to have the veterans who've had a lot of snaps under their belt back. So yeah, we'll see if we can't down the road figure a way to get them all on the field. Who knows? So.
Talking to the guys yesterday, they seemed to say that this was the most physical game you might play this year.
I think so. I think so. These guys, with what they do, they a lot of 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, 4 tight ends, a lot of unbalanced, outflank you, run power to the left, power to the right, run a little counter power kind of concept, and then take shots. It's a little bit probably in a different mode. When they get into that, it's kind of like Georgia Tech. They're going to pound you, then take a shot, try to lull you to sleep. But just got to be disciplined. And they're a lot like Pittsburgh, where they try to bring an extra blocker around what we call power strongs, where they bring the backside guy coming around and those type of things. So, but they're, traditionally, they're one of the better offensive lines we play year in, year. We played them since '93, I think. Maybe there was a year or two we didn't play them, but year in, year out, they probably got one of the best, if not the best, offensive line that we play. And I think it's, they're pretty rugged right now. They don't ask them to do much other than fire off and, knock you off the ball, and they're pretty good at it. They got a big time back. I think this back's really good.
Will this be a week for maybe Daddy to play that stand-up rush thing?
We'll see. We'll see. We don't know yet. We'll see.
How did Chuck Clark do?
He did well. Chuck played well. We played a hell of a football game the other day. And they had about 2 plays you'd like to have back. One was a hell of a play. We were playing man free, and they ran the zone play up inside, but the back slipped. And hit the guy, but we picked the next.
That's like the 40-yard pass. Or something?
Yeah, and that was just a great play on their part. Which they do that, But to do what we did, I couldn't be more proud of our kids, how we played, But we just put that one behind us and move forward. We still, like I said, we've got everything in front of us. But we're going to go 2 tough ones on the road. Besides, we just got 4. You got to win in November. That's what we've been able to do around here over the years, and we've got to do that again this year. Without a doubt, to put ourselves in position to play for a championship.
You mentioned you're not sure if you're going to use Daddy in that standard role. The fact that you have that option, you could go to your nickel package. You could do a lot of things. It seems like in years past, this late in the season, whether it be injuries or whatever, you didn't have those.
No, we didn't have those options, and that's nice to have. We've got multiple ends, and multiple ends that are good players. We've got multiple DBs now, which is, that's really kind of where if you can have your. You can do a lot of things with those DBs. They can play linebacker in certain things, and right now we're kind of thin on linebacker a little bit. But, those, they give you a lot of different options, and it's good to have athletes out there. I don't care what position they play. It's good to have those kind of guys out there. But, Daddy played really well last week in his role, and, just a heck of a football player and continues to get better all the time, and then, like I said, those young kids, Faison obviously was out, but Kendall Fuller played a tremendous football game, and he had 3 picks, but could have had 5. He had probably the 2 easiest ones went through his hands, but I can't say enough about how those kids have played. So
you've mentioned Kendall's football IQ, and playing the nickel, playing the boundary, the field, and kind of going seamlessly between the 3. Have you seen many guys that young do it like that? No, I haven't.
Maybe his brother would be a guy that would be comparable, would be the comparison. Kyle, Kyle's done that. But Kyle's been a good teacher for him too, kind of leading into this thing, through the winter when he committed to us and through the summer because he's been here all summer. It's just, Kyle's been a good teacher for him besides Coach Gray, and helping him out, I think, preparing him. And then obviously having Vinny there and being around, and the guys just got to, has been around it and been around the vocabulary and the work ethic and all those kind of things, you know, and it's not, you know, that's what you want a 5-star guy to be like, though, I guess, you know. So we haven't had many. We've had a few that stepped up like that, but, you know, but that guy's, he's done a great job.
What do you like about their back? I mean, is he just power? Does he have a little more burst?
No, he's got burst. He's got great acceleration. He's a powerful guy, but he can lead with it too. You know, he's every game it seems like he's broke a long one, and you know that's kind of part of the deal. You get in there and you load, you know, 10 or 11 guys in the box, and all of a sudden, you know, they force your safeties or your corners to tackle, and all of a sudden, you know, one of those guys missed the tackle. That thing's going the distance right there, and. You know, what we've got to do is get him stopped before he gets started, so to speak, you know, and, you know, eliminate some seams and creases and keep those areas, those running lanes tight where he can't just, you know, when he gets ahead of steam going, he's pretty impressive because he can run over you. He's got enough movement to avoid you, and then he's got enough speed to take it, you know. And he's rugged. I mean, like their front. I mean, they've got the right combination, a big physical front, and you know, and this back really is thriving, you know, in this offense this year. You know, he played last year, but this guy, he's really thriving, you know, in this kind of offense for him.
You guys have taken advantage of Chase Redding in the past. Do you see them doing anything differently with him, quarterback-wise?
Not necessarily. I mean, you know, obviously the thing we've got to do, like every week, is, you know, get them where they're behind the sticks and have to throw, you know, and that's, you know, obviously our game plan for that, especially when they're in, you know, multiple tight ends or backs and that type of thing. You know, we've got to do a great job with that, and then, you know, hopefully do enough things. I think we're athletic enough to match up with their receivers, but you know, 83 is really you know, he reminds me a lot of the Duke kids from, you know, a couple, you know, the Varner kid or some of those guys. He's got good speed, good quickness, great hands. You know, he's a threat every time he touches the ball himself. You know, he's got majority of their catches, but you know, he can do things with it after the catch. You know, and so and they spread you out too. I mean, they get in here. We've got to stop the, you know, the 22 and 23 personnel and 12, but then they're going to get into 11 and there being a lot of empty. You know, they're probably half their third down stuff. They're an empty. You know, and so, you know, we've got to be able to mix in some coverages and do some different things. Hopefully confuse him if we can get him into that situation a little bit. So
Hard to hit your 3 turnover goal against a team like this.
yeah, it is. It's hard to do that, and you know, and it's probably hard to get a lot of minus yardage plays unless you can get them behind the sticks a little bit. You know, I'm talking 2nd and 8, 3rd and 7. I'm not saying that you're going to get a lot of 2nd and 12, 2nd and 14s, and you know, those kind of things. It's going to be 2nd and 9. You know, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. In our ideal world, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. You know, and that type of thing. We start getting into a lot of 3rd and 2s. You know, those things they can make it tough on you because of, you know, how physical they are, and but that should be one of our strengths too. I'd like to think our 2 interior guys are pretty salty. I think our ends are pretty good. You know, I like our linebackers the way they're playing right now, and we've got a lot of experience and know how to fit properly. We got to be good in our perimeter of tackling and closing those lanes and being physical. We can't miss tackles on the back end because that's where they can create big plays out of that, you know, with their back.
The way games are going this year with this team, and the fact that, you know, they pretty much have all come down right to the wire, and they've all been defensive battles, a lot of them. Are you enjoying that pressure? Do you feel like your guys are sort of, I mean, or do you feel?
I don't know.
Do you worry about them, you know, having to do that every week?
Well, you know, the margin for error is very slim when it's as close as it is, and you know, we gave up 1 touchdown last week. You know, and that was enough to cost us a football game. You know, when it's all said and done, you know, it's kind of how you look at it. You know, you win as a team and lose as a team, and if we don't give up a touchdown, you know, we win the football game. You know, but yeah, I mean, do I like it? You know, I like to win. You know, I'd like to be high-fiving people at the beginning of the 4th quarter and be great and putting in some backups in there. You know, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. This team is who we are. Is how we were last year. It's how we've been for a long time. You know, and but we take pride in that, playing great defense, and you know, and when we've won championships, you know, we played great defense and great special teams, and That's enough to win a championship. And you know, now, it makes it hard, but you can do it. You know, we've proven that already, but, you know, it just makes it hard, you know. But what we got to do, we just, you know, it just makes it, you know, your margin for error is very slim, you know. But, you know, we got a veteran group, and then the young kids are playing really well, so they understand that, you know, that they got to execute and perform, you know, at a high level all the time. And we got to do it for 4 quarters, so.